Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Zaji. Jai Shri Krishna Ramesh. Few of the peoples could have got confused in allocating this structure. So we will redo the screening, okay, to showcase how did this level get into the play. Good morning, Anurag. This stream will be crisp and short, okay? ज़्यादा ये नहीं करने वाले. So यहाँ तक तो हम सब ने लाइव में ही किया था एनालिसिस. इस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन से शॉर्ट थी 150 pips we grabbed out over here. With this action plan, why did the movement start playing the role from this action, right? उसके लिए हमको जाना पड़ेगा 1 hour पे. Okay, so in this position in 1 hour what do we notice? थोड़ा लैग हो रहा है, एक सेकेंड. राइट, इन प्रोपोर्शनेट 150% तक हमने अलोकेट तो किया था, बट यहाँ पे हाई कैलिब्रेशन पॉइंट किस तरफ की थी? लॉन्ग की तरफ की थी. वाई? बिकॉज स्ट्रक्चर चेंज्ड ओवर हियर टुवर्ड्स द शॉर्ट. विद द मोमेंट अलोकेशन हाई कैलिब्रेशन पॉइंट यहाँ पे खत्म हुआ. With the high calibration point, what is the next steps that you will be following? The next high volume zone of action. With the next high volume zone of action, what do you notice at this point? Did we complete the second round of closure? Yes, we did complete the second round of high calibrating point over here. Is point of action के साथ movement generate हुई है, right? So with this plan, what is the first step that you guys will be looking for? Okay, a setup. इस zone में, after hitting the target, did we had any setup to execute the trade over here? No. Where did we get the trade of execution at this point? Always remember, setups create होने तक execution मत देखो, right? The execution of the setups were formed in this point, right? With S2B1. With this point of action, हमारा first step क्या होगा allocation का? First come first serve. First come first serve में we had this position of 15 minutes, right? 15 minutes position allocate करने के बाद what do we notice? A movement which took an 100% rejection, the same plan of action will get continued. यहाँ पे if you notice फ्राइडे के दिन 200% कंप्लीट करके ब्रेक किया था, बट allocation यहाँ पे सेकेंड सर्व थर्ड सर्व कुछ नहीं है, करेक्ट? Then we come to 1 hour. When we come to 1 hour, what is the major action plan that you can see? 1 hour ka first come first serve, right? In this portion, this will act as your first come first serve, right? So in this proportionate, we'll be marking it from this point. With this point of action, we mark the 200%. In this scenario also, there was a break and continue. With this break and continue, क्या हम सेकेंड सर्विस को जाएंगे? Yes, definitely सेकेंड सर्विस को जाएंगे, बट क्या ये हमारा लेवल ऑफ अलोकेशन सेम दिखेगा स्क्रीनिंग पे? नहीं. So when we do the screening, 15 minutes completed, 1 hour completed. Post completion of 1 hour, what do? We come to 4 hours, right? With 4 hours of allocation, हमें यहाँ पे क्या दिख रही है? The nearest first come first serve. So उस point of action में, so this is the first come first serve that which we'll be taking, right? So इस allocation को we'll mark it post the completion of the levels which we had taken from 15 minutes and 1 hour. Post completion of this, what do we see? We see a break and continue. When we see a break and continue, what do we map? We map 150%. Now let's come to 15 minutes and check. Did it allocate in perspective of the levels what we were looking for? Yes, it did match. So what are we next doing? We'll be reallocating what does the movement do at this point, right? So यहाँ पे तो 150% rejection मिल गई post completion of 15 minutes and 1 hour. So what we'll do? We'll map the structure of 150%. Right? Post mapping 150%, what is the next steps that we'll be following? The following structure will be based out of volume again, right? So in this thing, what are we looking for? We are looking for 1 hour volume again, right? So जैसे structure break हुआ, where do we sorry, excuse me, where do we see the next high volume candle generating? The next high volume candle was generated in this red, right? Knowing the wick creation was in the direction of bullish, इस समय पे हमेशा एक चीज याद रखना, identify the nearest supply or demand, and उसके साथ ही market will tend to take a rejection, right? So in this formation, 150% तक जाके market tend to go into a sideways in New York PM session, right? Post New York PM session, हाई वॉल्यूम इधर होने के बाद क्या मार्केट कंटिन्यू करेगा रैली? नो, इट विल कम टू द नियरेस्ट इंटैक्ट लेवल. वेयर इज द नियरेस्ट इंटैक्ट लेवल? This is the formation of nearest intact point of 1 hour, right? So this is the level where we can expect the movement in the Asian and London session. For that, what are the major steps that we'll be following? First, following with the demand, जो कि हमने already mark करके रखा है, right? उसके साथ the second allocation point. When we mark the second allocation point of 1 hour, what do we notice? M2 is created. With M2, what do? We do the 200% demand allocation of 1 hour. Post mapping of this, right? Execution तो हम 15 minutes में करते हैं. With that, what do? We come for 15 minutes. The levels is allotted in perspective of 1 hour. Now, in the execution perspective, what are the major things that we'll be following? We'll be following a structure which has been based out of the previous allocation point, right? How do you look for a previous allocation point? From the first come first serve allotting movements, right? In this structure, first come first serve में कौन सा point of action मिलेगा? So this is our first come first serve movement, right? So when we take this as the demand action plan as first come first serve, we map the thing. What do we notice? We notice a minimality M1 creation. With the minimality M1 creation, the matchup level is of the same which we looked at 1 hour demand of minimality M2, right? So this is how you look for a level and wait in the direction to execute the trades. Any doubts in BTC? Sorry, any doubts in gold, guys? No. Sir, a little confusion on daily mapping, so can you please do for daily now? Zaidji, however, you are not trading in swing, so look for an allocation perspective in an intraday. Once you get perfect in intraday, then we'll move to the swing of daily analysis as well. Okay, Zaidji? So when any rejection is done from 100, 150 or 200%, when will first take allocation from the body to body, right? I want to know when to consider wick to wick. When there is a formation of high range action plan. On the break of structure, the wick gets applied. In this scenario, if you notice, this is a wick range, right? The body is smaller. We had explained in the previous as well, the same thing. Whenever the wick is in the high range, we take wick to wick, and we are taking for conversion, it will be body to body. Please give an example of second, third, sir. There is no third, only second. How and where to consider those? Example, in this scenario, this was the first serving. Once the first serving is completed, the second serving. Once the second serving is completed, first come, first serve, complete ho gaya. Then the second movement, then you will change the time frame to 1 hour. Okay. स्टेप बाय स्टेप स्ट्रक्चर अलोकेट करना. इन दिस सिनेरियो अभी हम इस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन से क्यों लिए? बिकॉज इट वाज ए हाईवे, बॉडी इज स्मॉल, direction was in structure towards the bearish movement. So demand allocation of 1 hour gets converted into the wick range. From the wick range, the continuity of the movement till the nearest target. इसके साथ TTS 2.0 is very much important so that you can know and where exactly the movements are getting cured and formed through analyzing the volumes. Coming to BTC. BTC formation is taken under consideration of 1 hour, right? So when we take the position of 1 hour, what do we notice? There was a movement action plan which was taken under the consideration towards the long. वो टारगेट हमारा हिट होने के बाद मार्केट ने एक ड्रॉप दिया था. उस ड्रॉप अलोकेशन पॉइंट को आइडेंटिफाई करने के लिए क्या करोगे आप? फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व, राइट? अगेन दिस इज द फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व. टारगेट 200% कंप्लीट हुआ. उसके बाद व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट स्टेप दैट वी आर गोइंग टू डू? वी आर गोइंग टू टेक द नियरेस्ट पॉइंट. In this nearest point of action, this is our second survey, right? So for an example, this will act as our main branch lead. When this come into the play, look for an allocation perspective from the top because we have a break of structure and continuity. With that continuation, 200% demand range of 1 hour, right? With that, where is the conversion rate we look for? The first come first serve conversion again, which will take place of this movement, right? So this will act as our supply conversion, which will be placed at this point of action. Why we are taking it from the top? Because the first action plan of retracement will be always from the body range. So from the body to the allocation point of 100% and continuity in the movement, right? In this structure, what do we do? At the current stage, can we take this as an allocation in perspective to map this point? No, because this is the range of action which got placed post the conversion of retracement. So we didn't had a break of structure at this point. So what we'll be doing, we'll be taking an action plan from the first point of action of demand, which will be taken under the consideration of to the previous and map it in the structure. When you map, what do you notice? Market took a rejection from 100% with an 100% rejection. The first come first serve. Again, this will be the supply which will be in the play, which will be mapping its in position to post conversion of the demand. When the post conversion of the demand comes into the play, break and continue. With the break and continue, the structure is followed 200%. Market took a rejection from 150. With the 150, first come first serve demand will be placed through the previous. So which is this, right? Because body is smaller, so we take it from the wick and allocate the structure. Okay. So in this point of action, how do you identify this kind of retracement? From your last retracement point, this was your supply, which will act as your demand. If you notice, it's a proper 100% rejection, right? So this is how you look into the prosperity of the moments in conclusion of the conversions and being in the directions wherever the market tend to take a rejection from. ओके गॉट इट, बट अगर सेकंड सर्व में मिनिमलिटी है तो क्या विथ मिनिमलिटी सप्लाई कंसिडर करेंगे या फिर लास्ट सप्लाई कंसिडर करेंगे मिनिमलिटी को इग्नोर करके? मिनिमलिटी एक्शन प्लान तभी बनेगा अगर मिनिमलिटी एक्शन प्लान जनरेट हुआ है, देन इट्स ऑन द कंप्लीशन ऑफ 200% हम सरप्लस अलोकेट करेंगे, सेकंड सर्व नहीं लेंगे। Crypto is totally different than Forex and Indian markets. So, as a beginner, follow supply and demand only in cryptos. So, there is a lot to identify in crypto to allocate the minimality. It's just not one retracement candle or one rejection point where you identify the moments and get into the structure play. It doesn't work in that form. Good morning, Ritesh. 100 pips running entry with 3 wing at 3592. MTSL point at 85. Sir, what is the name of the indicator? Sachin Sharma. ये इंडिकेटर नहीं है, we do the analysis. Okay. MDSL at 84. Cool. Whenever you look for a position in the direction of the market movements, don't sit in the opposite direction till the time a nearest intact level isn't completed. इंटैक्ट लेवल कंप्लीट होने दो, रनिंग्स में मत बैठो, कंप्लीट होने के बाद डायरेक्शन चेंज करो अगर वॉल्यूम साथ दे रहा है तो। अगर डायरेक्टली बैठने जाओगे, इट विल डेफिनेटली ट्राई टू imbalance the movement of whatever you're deploying in the capital state. मतलब जो भी डिप्लॉय करने जाओगे रनिंग में, वो उड़ा के लेके जाएगा आपका। So always remember to be stringent and have the calm mind. If the movement is missed, that's totally fine. Wait till the nearest intact level. With the intact level, look for an execution in proportionate to the mapping of the setups of S2B1 or 3 wing, considering the volume with the high spike. We don't discuss target over here, Sachin. एनालिसिस दिखा देता हूँ, चेक कर लेना. Market will move down till 10,600 to 10,500. So in proportionate, अगर 15 मिनट्स का अलोकेशन देखना है तो कहाँ कहाँ पे आपको रिट्रेसमेंट मिलेगा वो मार्किंग भी डाल देता है. So 15 minutes demand followed through the next and followed through the next. Next retracement आपको 10,887 से मिलेगी. Length of the retracement will be in proportionate to the previous. जब तक आइसबर्ग रेंज में है, नो मोर डिप्लॉयमेंट्स. एड ऑन क्वांटिटी भी नहीं होगी, प्रोपोर्शनेट मूवमेंट भी नहीं होगी. अंबिका, why are you doing that? The two add-ons is done. Why are you looking for a third? Wait, let the volume give a spike, then we'll look for the third. इन रेजमेंट को फॉलो करके चलो ना. If you want to look for another execution point, third point of attack कहाँ पे है, वहां तक का allocation देख के चलो. सेगमेंट को ड्रॉप मत करो, सिर्फ सिर्फ मूवमेंट पॉइंट ऑफ वॉल्यूम चेंज एनालिसिस में ध्यान दो एट द करंट स्टेज, क्योंकि एशियन सेशन चल. And guys, this 3 months, September, October, November, sorry, 4 months, December, I'm not considering as September because it has already started. It will be beautiful and everything could change if you follow the right analysis and if you be in a right path. एक चीज दिखा दो रुको. अगर सीजनल में जाके चेक करोगे ना, each and every time, starting from September till December, right? What you notice, it's a directional movement. So learn 1 2 months, deploy 1 2 months, you will be all good, right? Because हमेशा वो direction में रहता है. It doesn't get into the play of consolidation zone or a sideways market as you expect. Okay, it will be in directions. So this 4 months adding September, just focus on the parameters where you can look for a right learning perspective to execute the trades in the market, whichever market you select. Stream will be there for next 15 minutes. Whatever doubts you guys are having, please do ask. नहीं नहीं अरुंधति मैम बने रहो. And swing trade, Agastya, Hemant, Mahesh Godra, everyone. The first MTSL point को change करो and उस MTSL point को next range of motion में लाके रखो. क्या है MTSL line? This MTSL will now move to 46 and system trailing will move to 26. ठीक है? All the swing traders. This will be the allocating point next. And beautiful run it is. So don't panic. 300 pips, 300 pips drop down में दिखेगा. So that's totally fine. It shouldn't be a harmfulness because you guys are already running with 1500 pips in gold. Sir, in any new chart, like for any stock or index, if we need to start allocation, then we can start with the major high, any major high or low, right? So in perspective of that, always look for the first TTS 2.0 allocation. With the 2.0 allocation, then you allocate the supply and demand in perspective of the moment. ठीक है. Sir, how to learn TTS concepts? Your book or any course? You can learn it through the book. You can contact in Telegram or WhatsApp. They will guide you how to buy a book at the discounted price. Can I move the MTSL bit higher of the swing trade? Ask your buddy Varun. तू आधा समय यहाँ पे आधा समय वहां पे मत रहे. एक जगह पे रह तू. अभी के लिए बता देता हूँ. तेरा सिस्टम ट्रेलिंग थोड़ा ऊपर मूव कर ले 38 को एंड MTSL पॉइंट 49 पे रख ले. ठीक है. Apologies sir, driving. Okay, got it. No worries. सुबह सुबह अपोलॉजीज क्यों? ट्रेडिंग में गलत क्या होता वो अलग सिनेरियो है. Stream will close in 5 minutes. जो भी doubts है please do ask. श्वेता कहाँ पे है? वर्षा, Shweta hasn't joined. Can you check with her? All the MNP and LTD members, please share the analysis. Buddies haven't received the analysis yet. New members. Yeah. गुड मॉर्निंग अर्षद। गुड मॉर्निंग फैजा। थोड़ा जल्दी ज्वाइन नहीं कर लिए? नहीं नहीं अरुंधति मैम, बने रहो। गुड मॉर्निंग स्मिता मैम, कैसे हो? सही है। एमटीएसएल फॉलो करके चलो, 85 है। सुमित, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। एक बिगनर के लिए प्लेलिस्ट बनाई है ना? आप कैसे लाइंस से डिमांड एंड सप्लाई मेजर करते हो, समझ नहीं आता है। Sumit, already we do have a playlist. Start with mathematical concept, then supply and demand, then volume and liquidity DO. ठीक है? डाउट्स है तो डेली लाइव आ रहा है 1 घंटे के लिए, उसमें पूछ सकते हैं। कौन सा पहला देखूं, मतलब एक सीक्वेंस में अलग अलग है प्लेलिस्ट? अभी जो आपने बोला कौन सा प्लेलिस्ट में है, वही बोल रहा हूँ, प्लेलिस्ट ही बोल रहा हूँ। फर्स्ट प्लेलिस्ट मैथमेटिकल कॉन्सेप्ट्स देखो, एमसी कॉन्सेप्ट्स करके होंगे, राइट? उसके बाद सप्लाई एंड डिमांड देखो, उसके बाद वॉल्यूम एंड लिक्विडिटी देखो। ये 3 प्लेलिस्ट है टोटल। ये 3 प्लेलिस्ट को सेपरेट सेपरेट स्टेप बाय स्टेप देखना, ठीक है? नहीं नहीं वंश, रॉन्ग। ड्रॉप पॉइंट ऊपर से लो ना, नीचे से क्यों ले रहे हो? यस। कैन वी लुक फॉर अ लॉन्ग फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट ऑफ एक्शन? वॉल्यूम स्पाइक एंड अ सेटअप क्रिएशन, जब तक नहीं मिलता है तब तक नहीं। ओके, स्विंग के लिए एड ऑन देख रहे हो ना, और सेटअप क्रिएट होने दो तब देखेंगे, इससे पहले नहीं। ये अभी तक मोशन में ही है। आन तो पूरा कंप्लीट होने दो। 15 मिनट्स में वॉल्यूम्स चेक नहीं करता है, 1 आवर में करता है। एंड प्रोपोर्शनेट ऑफ हाई वॉल्यूम्स तब देखा जाता है जब वो आइसबर्ग रेंज से बाहर निकलता है। एंड जो कंपैरिजन आप बोल रहे हो उसे हाई कैलिब्रेशन पॉइंट बोलते हैं। दैट इज टू अर्ली फॉर यू गाइस टू अंडरस्टैंड हाई कैलिब्रेशन पॉइंट स्टेप बाय स्टेप। ठीक है। वॉल्यूम चेक करना है तो 1 आवर में चेक करो। प्रीवियस वॉल्यूम को हम बोलते हैं हाई कैलिब्रेशन पॉइंट्स। कंपेयर करना है जहाँ पे ट्रेड से एग्जिट होता है। किसी को कोई डाउट्स? नहीं नहीं वरुण, that doesn't work in that perspective. ठीक है। And all the new members, remember one thing, whatever strategy or concept you guys are following, first back test for 6 months, forward test it for 6 months, then do the live analysis for 1 month or 2 months, then come with a small capital, build, compound the capital, follow the proper risk to reward. With proper risk to reward, make sure to analyze and protect the capital while looking to execute the trades in the directions of the analysis. With that, always remember mindset is the only key to sustain in the markets. FOMO and greed को locker में रख दो and follow with the discipline and be consistent in the market so that it can help you to grow and sustain for your lifetime. This is Nitesh signing off. मिलते हैं अगली सेशन में, तब तक के लिए टेक केयर, बाय बाय।